Hi, my name's Matt. I run 3 channels. I stay really busy, but this channel and today I want to talk about big mistakes new YouTubers make when they get their channel, get it started. I ran into a lot of these when I got started, and I tell you what, you break through a few of these and you can have a big impact on your channel. So let's get right to it. First big mistake that I've seen was that a lot of YouTubers try to focus on gear. They think they need a fancy camera, a fancy microphone, a fancy this, a fancy that. To be honest with you, if you have a cell phone, especially one of these newer ones, you don't need anything else. You can record just like this and everything's perfect. Now, it doesn't hurt to get a microphone like this. This DJI mic, you can get one of these now for $80, $90 just with the little Bluetooth to connect to the phone. And voila, problem solved. You'll have great audio just like we have here. And you'll have great video just like we have here. I used a iPhone 10 for 9 months and loved every minute of it. I have this little cheap camera I got here off of YouTube that I mount on the thing. And I got a secondary cheap camera that I use for my whiteboard. But other than that, when I'm recording out in the field, when I'm recording things for my solar channel, when I'm recording things for most things, if I'm not here in the studio, there really isn't no need for any more fancy equipment. You don't need fancy lights, you don't need fancy this, you don't need fancy that. Use sunlight, it makes things look nice and bright. If you want to go with something more fancy like I've got here where I use a blue screen, well, then, you might need a little bit more equipment, a $10 blue screen, and, make sure the lighting is good. But technically, really, you don't need to do all that. You need to focus on getting videos out and not equipment, because equipment isn't going to be the problem these days. Your camera on your phone is more expensive and better quality than most cameras 5 years ago that you could buy in the store. So that's the first big mistake. Second one is making videos they want versus videos the viewers want. If you're interested in making a profitable channel, then you need to focus on getting subscribers and views, and you need to be very narrow-minded about it. Of course, the content needs to be something that you like. You never want to build content you don't like, because if you do and it's successful, you can wreck your channel by making it very narrowly focused on, imagine a virus video goes off with a content that you hate, and now you got 10,000 subscribers that you don't want to build content for. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to pick a niche, you need to stick to your niche, and you need to build content for viewers outside of your subscriber base. You need to be looking at what what content can you build to attract new viewers. That needs to be your constant thing. Of course, you get bonus points and you get lots of extra views by your subscribers wanting to watch the content. But you don't want your content to be so exclusive that either A, you're making videos just for your subscribers and you almost got an inside track and nobody else can pick up on the track. This is like walking into the middle of a TV series 5 episodes in. You don't want new viewers walking in 5 episodes in. You want to make sure that your videos are very episodic and every one of them can stand on their own and every one of them can attract new people and bring back the old people. That was number 2. Number 3, not thinking about discovery. This one is really hard for a lot of people. And what I mean by that is understand how your video is going to be discovered and how it's going to show up on YouTube. Is it going to be a search video where you're going to anticipate that there's not going to be a whole lot of upfront benefits to this video, but that eventually it'll end up in a search engine, it'll end up on a Reddit feed, it'll end up in the Google searches, it'll end up here and there, and that traffic will flow because people are looking for it. Perfect example of this, when I do a lot of reviews for products. And when I do the reviews, most of the time they are selling the product out on Amazon, and they want to make sure that when someone goes to Amazon and says, oh, I'm buying this new camera, I want to make sure there's a video available on YouTube that explains what the camera is, all the functionality and stuff. The production value of something like that for them is extremely expensive, but they can give a few free cameras away and have other people do it for free. And that's exactly why they do this. This is why our social media world is so popular, because these type of reviews and product reviews and stuff are very important. Obviously, once you get large enough, then you can charge an additional fee in addition to just getting some free product or something like that. But not thinking about how your product is going to be discovered is really, really important. You want to make sure that you're looking at the thumbnail, you're looking at the title, you're looking at what are the short-term discovery methods and long-term. Don't build a video focused on just a very small group. Look at how big the group is. Go out on YouTube and search it a few times. Look for a few videos about it. See how those videos are doing. See what kind of, and a lot of the times you can use a tool like a vidIQ or very similar to that to poke around in the statistics and figure out how is this video getting views and what kind of views is this video getting. And that is where I want to make sure you understand that thinking about how it's going to be discovered sometimes can change what you say and what you do in the video. So please do that before you film, not after. You want to investigate these things before you film them. Next one, trying to be perfect instead of consistent. Now, this gets really twisted with a lot of people. A lot of people think, oh, consistent, that means I got to release a video every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every single week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to be very, very consistent in what your videos are about. When I started my solar channel, I absolutely refused to create anything that wasn't directly solar related. And what I mean by that is if it wasn't a battery, an inverter, a charger, some tool or a piece of equipment directly related to solar, I didn't want anything to do with it. Now, since then, the channel gets a little bit bigger. You can lax those rules a little bit. And I've built, maybe a solar weather station or, something along those lines, things that are kind of that push the envelope a little bit left and right and appeal to a broader audience. But trying to get the perfect video instead of getting a consistent video is where a lot of people's downside is. They want everything to be perfect. They want the length to be perfect, the filming to be perfect, the audio to be perfect, the video effects to be perfect. Let me explain it this way. Imagine you want to be a chef and you go into your kitchen and you cook pancakes for the very first time. Now, my question to you is if you are cooking for the very first time, are your pancakes going to be the greatest in the world? Probably not. But you still go in there and you still cook and you still have someone, if not just yourself, attempt to eat them unless they're just so bad you can't eat them. And then the next day you come in and you cook something else. And the next day, and if you have enough passion and love for cooking, then you continue on until you actually start to get good at it. And why people think making videos is any different, I'm not quite sure I know. Because the fact is that making a video is identical to learning to cook or any other skill. Automotive repair. More skilled automotive technician can see a problem, diagnose it, and fix it. The better you get at creating videos and recognizing trends and things, can look at some statistics and say, oh my gosh, this videos did lousy, and look at the statistics and say, oh, well, this is why. When you're new, all of this takes time. But if you don't spend the time to learn it, you never get good at it. And the same thing's true with cooking. If you don't spend time to learn to make the sauces, if you don't spend time to learn the little tricks about toasting the bread and putting a little butter on it and putting it on a hot grill and not a cold grill and letting the grill get all these little tricks, the same thing's true with making videos. You need to make videos, lots of them. Sometimes making 50 to 100 videos before you ever have a breakout video. And this is why it is so important to understand you're not going to get perfect at this point in your career. What you want to do is you want to be able to look back and laugh at what you did before and see the progress you made and how much better you've got. And as you attract customers and as you attract subscribers to whatever level you're at, they'll come along with you. And as your quality increases, so will your quality of your subscriber base. It'll anticipate better and better videos. So you need to learn as you go along. So that is my suggestion for that, is that don't focus on perfect and don't focus on consistency being don't a schedule. Focus on staying on target with some level of timeline and staying on target with some level of subject, and of course, staying on target with some level of schedule. But all three of them have to weigh. They're all going to tug you in different directions, and coming up with the right balance is what's important. The important part is that you continue to work on all three directions, not just one, and move on. All right, that is number 4. So number 5 is not studying what works on YouTube and what don't. This is a big, big, big mistake that new people make. They get an idea in their head. They think the idea is wonderful. They spend days designing it, days building it, months recording it and editing and putting all kinds of love and passion into it. Good news is they learned some stuff along the ways. The bad news is they never went out and investigated. Has someone done this before? Does this work? Does anyone care? And that's where your downfall is on this. Go out and do a little investigation before you ever release a video. Understand how you're going to create a thumbnail without saying a word. Understand how you're going to how it's going to be discovered by people. Understand if it's already working on YouTube, what works. That may alter the first two and you may have to go back and redo them. Come up with a plan for it. Oftentimes, I come up with an entire scheduled plan for videos and when they're going to come out and how I'm going to get them and all of that stuff. And I walk through the checklist of every single little thing I want to do to make sure that all of those pieces fall in line. Am I trying to make every one of them perfect? No. Well, I try. That doesn't mean I'm going to, but that also means that I need to work in all facets of it to make it come together. All right. So study on YouTube. What it is number 5. Number 6 is you give up too early. If you stopped cooking because you didn't ever need to eat again after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and you decided to start going out instead and not cooking anymore, are you ever going to get good at cooking? If you decided to stop skiing after going on one skiing trip, are you ever going to get good at skiing? If you decided to stop flying a plane after 2 weeks of lessons in a classroom, are you ever going to learn to fly a plane? There is nothing in life that you don't get better with repetition. I beg you to take the time to do the repetitions, to do the reps, to do the work, to do the homework, to study the things that are going to make you better, to pick the 1 or 2 things every video that's going to make your next video better and stronger, to learn the tools, whether it's editing, whether it's making thumbnails, whether it's doing homework and discovering how a video or what videos might be successful or what videos are not going to be successful, whether it's uh, whether it's understanding your audience and what they want to see, and then what new pieces of your audience might want to see, and combining the ideas together to come up with a better video that attracts both sides. All of these things are things that you stop doing too early, and then your channel fails because you give up. Number 7, not realizing growth is very, very slow at first. It is very, very challenging at first. It does get easier. What your goal is to do for the first 50 to 100 videos, and I'm going to tell you right out front, if it's 50 to 100 videos, yes, sure, some of us get lucky. But if you're looking to be successful, you're going to need to learn to edit. It's going to take time. You're going to need to learn to understand your niche. It's going to take time. You're going to need to understand what your subscribers look like and how they do. Everyone says the algorithm doesn't understand what you are looking for your subscribers to look like. I would challenge it to say you don't know what the subscribers are looking for yet. You're going to go out and play with a couple of ideas. You're going to put a few things into YouTube. You're going to create a few videos. And then when the things that work, you need to be able to recognize it, double down on them, and build a channel around the things that work. But at the same time, you need to continue experimenting and drop those things that don't work. So I hope this is some good round advice that you, like, I hope that you see that this comes from lots of experience that I've experienced over the last year and the growth that I've had and things that I've learned to do. I'm not an expert at all of these myself yet. Some of these I am in the process of implementing and making better myself and recognizing them myself. And I hope that you will subscribe to this channel, come along for the ride with me, offer your additional brain power to the channel so that all of us can benefit. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, and I hope you get 1 million subscribers this week.